Sometimes you just feel exhausted and totally uninspired, like the little light of productivity and creativity has flickered out. For me, this almost always comes after I've overworked myself, ignored it, and then pushed a little further. Even in these times of running on fumes, when I'm tunnel visioned on a goal, it can be difficult to stop, even though I know that's exactly what my body and my mind are calling for. Sometimes the knee-jerk reaction to this is to focus on better productivity options and to try to inspire yourself out of the exhaustion with some kind of pumped-up productivity tips. But often the best inspiration comes from rest and a little bit of kindness. Let's talk about what to do when you feel uninspired and exhausted. First of all, just stop. We all need time to disconnect and rest. If you don't allow for this to happen, your body and mind may make this decision for you with exhaustion, burnout, or even physical illness. You may need several days of full-on lazy mode with frequent naps. Just allow yourself to totally let go and be determined to let everyone else figure things out on their own for a bit. Be ruthless with your rest. Turn your phone onto Do Not Disturb mode and see if you can get someone else to cover the basics of your workload for a bit, even if that means hiring temporary help for just a few days to a week. Sometimes it feels like we can't stop when, in reality, it's the only thing that we need to be doing. Remind yourself that overworking is a habit. How much you pack into your do list and schedule is a habit. And remember that there are people all over the world who are able to have happy, functional lives while doing less. You might find that you're a little stir-crazy or at a loss for what to do or focus on when you stop. This is a great time to focus on your body. See what happens when you listen to your body completely and give it what it needs. Have your eating habits been suffering? Think of ways to bring some vitamin-rich antioxidant foods into your diet. Some of my personal favorites are fresh fruit smoothies with Greek yogurt, sliced cucumbers sprinkled with Cavender's Greek seasoning, and fresh avocados. Keep a bottle of water by the bed and see if you notice a difference after a full day of hydrating and flushing out your system. Drinking water, stretching, and intentional breathing are all amazing for detoxing your body and your mind. Stretching allows you to find and release the areas of your body that have been holding and clenching. Letting that physical representation of stress go is a great way to begin feeling better in a physical and immediate way. Intentional breathing can help you to control your parasympathetic nervous system. For example, box breathing affects the vagus nerve, which stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system and aids in calmness and relaxation. Your nervous system has a memory, and it can be easy to relax temporarily, but then quickly snap back out of it into your typical state of stress. Making relaxation a regular practice can help to break that habit. Something else that can make a big impact is to make physical space without overdoing it. Your space not only contributes to your stress levels, but can make you more successful in resting and getting your mind and body back on track. Having a clear space that's conducive to rest and relaxation, as opposed to visual reminders of your to-do list, can increase the effectiveness of your recuperation. At the same time, this isn't the time to dive into another project or to clean your entire house. Allow yourself to do the bare minimum, only what needs to be done in order to feel more peaceful. I'm a big believer in organic cleaning and decluttering for this. That is, don't make a special trip, but carry something with you if you're already going. Wipe something off using little exertion when you already happen to be in that space, and then go back to resting. If you're taking a week off, then you might occasionally want to clear off a tiny space at a time over the course of the week. Maybe your bedside table could use a refresher after a couple of days. Find a balance between restful spaciousness and hyper-conserving your energy. Next, reconnect with things that make you happy. We spend a lot of time in delayed gratification and someday thinking. There comes a time to cash in on enjoying the things that make you happy. Many times it's the simple enjoyments that we bypass on a daily basis because there just isn't enough time. Pull out the old favorite movies or read a book that you've been putting off. Allow yourself to passively enjoy a hobby with no deadline or pressure. When I'm feeling low on inspiration in particular, I pull out my old favorite inspirational mentors and listen to messages that I haven't heard in a while. They help to rekindle the spark behind why I do the work that I do. Who brings you clarity when things start to feel foggy? This is a great time to wake up the artistic right side of your brain. Chances are you've been operating in the analytical left side, figuring things out, working, and strategizing. Try passively sketching or doodling, or pull out your bullet journal, listen to music, do whatever kind of art you're into, but allow yourself to flow and fall into the artistic side of things. After you've adequately rested and shut your brain off for a while, it can be helpful to start back with curiosity instead of productivity. So I get inspired by other people. They can make me feel better. And sometimes learning a new way of doing things can be relieving. There may be ways that you haven't tried approaching some of the projects and the tasks that you're working on that you might feel all of a sudden inspired if you heard a different way of doing those. So sometimes when we switch over to learning mode instead of this producing and strategizing mode, it can actually be a relieving and uplifting process. During this entire time, try to keep a mindset of practicing complete kindness. We have so many expectations for ourselves and for other people. We think that we should be able to accomplish a certain amount or a certain standard. We think that other people should respond and behave the way that we would. All of these expectations come with sharp edges and disappointments that can feel very heavy. Practice intentional, complete kindness for the remainder of your rest. You'll likely find that it feels relieving. Other people may immediately catch wind of the attitude shift and also be a little more gentle with you in return, making things even easier for you. The important thing to remember is that this practice doesn't require you to do anything. You don't need to go out of your way and work to find something kind to do. It could be as simple as letting something slide without a fight, releasing the need to be right or to give advice. Even practicing gratitude can change the tone of your conversations with other people and can influence the scope of satisfaction that you feel in any given moment. We can so easily forget all that we have and how far we've come, especially when we feel exhausted. And finally, when you feel uninspired and exhausted, one of the best things that you can do is to zoom out. Take a bird's eye perspective of your life and the situations in it. We easily get caught up in the stories and the patterns of the day-to-day. It's a natural mindset to be in, and it takes effort to open your perspective to a bigger picture. Take a step outside and just look up. Try to physically see things from a different perspective than you're used to when you're running on autopilot. Try a guided meditation to move your thoughts in different directions from the norm. One thing that always makes me pause and glimpse the bigger picture is looking at photos or videos of space. Nothing snaps things back into perspective faster for me. Remember that your world isn't as big or as heavy as it feels. You're a tiny piece in a much larger picture. Allow that realization to lift some of the heaviness and some of the pressure. See what it means to slow down to speed up. The rest and reconnecting may be exactly what you need in order to regain your motivation and that next level productivity. I hope that these practices help you to find some rest and eventually inspiration. Please subscribe and let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'll see you next time. Bye.